I'm John Skinner, and this supports my book Striper Pursuit, and you can learn more about the book at striperpursuit.com. And I'll be fishing with an 1.5 ounce John Skinner S&S bass bucktail, and it will be tipped with an otter tail bait strip. And I'll link to all of the gear in the description of the video. Okay, and this is the new Penn Spinfisher VI. Two things to note here. One is that IPX5 sealed sticker. So yep, this is a sealed reel, and it will withstand spraying with a hose, spraying with the surf. It's not something you're going to crank underwater. The other thing to note is this is a Bailess reel, and it's a Bailess 4500. So this is the first time Penn has made a Bailess reel down at this size. And there's the same reel, but with a Penn Slammer 3 handle on there. The Slammer 3 handle fits. Wow, and that makes really just a beautiful setup. You've got a nice, powerful handle on there. And I'm going to say a lot about the reel as we go through the video. I know a lot of people aren't familiar with Bailess reels, so yeah, how do you work that? All right, so it's real obvious how to get the line out of the roller, but how do you get it back in? And it's so simple. If you have used one of these reels, I bet you'd never want a bail again. That's the way I feel. I wish all reels were bailless. If you look at that, and I'm going to slow it down. I'm going to have slow motion on this. Yeah, obviously very easy to take it out of the roller. This is slowed down to half speed. The line is going out. You just knock the line into the roller with your finger as you turn, and it just goes right in. And I'll have lots more to say about the reel. Okay, the fishing. Yes, this is October, and fishing was really on. You're going to see a lot of striped bass caught. I was very fortunate to get my hands on one of these reels in late summer, so I got to fish it during the best of our fall run, and I've got well over 500 bass on that reel on this 4500, and yeah, it's just excellent. I've always felt that the Spinfisher series was probably the best value for the money out there, because this is not an expensive reel. These reels run, geez, I forgot to check, I think it's about $150 in that range. 140 somewhere in there. They're not expensive, but they hold up. And if you go back into my older videos, you look back, you'll see me using the Bailess 6500 from the Spinfisher V back in, I guess that was 2014. Yeah, the reels, they take up a lot of abuse. The Spinfisher series, this is the 6th generation. When you think back to the old Penns, the green ones, those were Spinfishers. So yeah, this is, Penn has improved and made some changes along the way, made plenty of changes, and you've got this modern day reel, but yep, this comes down from the original Spinfisher, and yep, they've done a beautiful job with it. And all right, so yeah, the fishing here, lots of bass around. You see I'm fishing some, water's kind of dirty, it's kind of rough, and it's very, very rocky. I think a lot of people might hesitate to throw a bucktail into this. I certainly don't. You know what, start that retrieve as soon as it hits the water, keep it moving. Even though this is an 1.5 ounce bucktail, you can kind of keep it above the structure. You do have to kind of work your way between rocks. But yeah, it's deadly in this kind of application. I mean, they really respond very well to bucktails in this. And I've got a nasty onshore wind too, and this is a good lure to cut into that. I'm reaching the fish fine, and yep, gonna catch a lot of fish with this. And okay, I looked it up. It's $160 this reel, $159. Yeah, and I really don't think you can get a Bailess reel of this size anywhere near that price. So I was very excited to see that they finally came out with a smaller Bailess. So one of the advantages, and there's numerous advantages to this, is that it's really carefree. I mean, you don't have a bail. It's one less thing to fail. And when you're in the surf in nasty conditions, yeah, to not have that is great. The other thing is, like I mentioned when I was demonstrating how to use the Bailess, once you've done it a little bit, you're going to wonder, what's the purpose of the bail? Why do we even have bails? It's just not needed. But nonetheless, for whatever reason, that's just the way things are. And certainly most of the spinning reels by far have bails. And it seems to be mostly the surf guys that are looking for the Bailess. But I think more people would like it if they tried it. So to me, a really big advantage to Bailess is for night fishing, because you're working in the dark, you make a cast, and how many times have you made a cast and the bail comes over and puts a loop in your line at the end of the cast? At night, you don't see that, and then your next cast can create a disaster. You know what? When you're putting that line into the roller with your finger, you don't get those loops. It never happens. So that's like really, really important for night fishing. So that's another advantage of going bailless. So what I like about the reels in general, and I'm not just talking about Penn, I mean all the companies, is that it seems like we're just getting better and better reels without the price really going up. It's kind of like computers in a way. The computers get faster, the discs get larger, and the price doesn't change much. And I'm kind of feeling the same way about the reels. All right, so this reel's $160, and it has a machined main gear. I mean, years ago, 6-7 years ago, even less, if you want a reel with a machined main gear, you're going to be spending a lot of money. And now, yeah, $150, and you've got a reel with a machined main gear. So that's one of the improvements in this version, the Spinfisher VI. So yeah, I mean, I like the Spinfisher V, and it held up great. So wow, this one's like the same money, and they've made these improvements: the IPX5 seal, the machined main gear, and then of course the option of having a small bailed reel. So yep, this is all good. And I showed that big gold Slammer 3 handle on here, and yeah, when I first got the reel, I just didn't notice that other handle was going to fit. So I did all of this fishing with the stock handle, and it's fine. I just have a preference for that bigger handle. So as soon as I realized I could transfer the Slammer 3 handle over, I went and bought a couple extra handles. I've got Slammer 3 handles, not just on the Slammer 3s, but now I've got them on the Clash, and I've got them on the Spinfisher as well. Yeah, and I went on and on about the machine main gear. The purpose of that is makes it much smoother and more durable. So you can feel it in the cranking of the reel. There's a special smoothness to a reel that's got a machine main gear. So that's the point of that. And they're making a lot of sizes of this reel, from 2,500 all the way up to 10,500. The other bailless model that they make is a 6,500. Okay, so I think I've said enough about the reel. Hey, yeah, this rod is a Lamiglass GSB 8-footer. I've used it in several videos. I love it. It's like a smaller version of that 9-foot GSB Skinner rod that I like so much. And yeah, it's good for this. I've got this reel spooled with 30 pound test Daiwa J-braid 8-strand. There's about a 3-foot leader of 50 pound test fluorocarbon tactical anglers clipped to the bucktail, and there's a Tsunami Centro barrel swivel between the braid and the leader. Palomar nut on the braid, clinch on the leader. And what I'm trying to do here is just get a moderate retrieve going as soon as the lure hits the water, and just glide that bucktail along. I know you see me putting a lot of looks like hard twitches on the jig, and that's actually, those are hook sets, because I'm getting bumped a lot, like hitting the otter tail bait strip on there. So those are hook sets that you're seeing. But yeah, this action is obviously really fast paced. And I've got the barb crushed down quite a bit on this jig, so yeah, see, you just, a lot of times, just a little flick of the wrist and you can release the fish. And there's a blitz going on, probably like a 5-minute walk down the beach. My strategy in this situation is, well, it should be obvious. I mean, I'm not going to leave these fish to go find some other fish or go after those other fish. You can see all those birds flying in the same direction. Yeah, they're headed for the blitz. Certainly, I'm not going to do any better than getting hit every cast the way I am now. So I'm just going to keep doing this. When this slows up, when I can go 3 casts without getting a fish, yeah, then I'll look elsewhere and try to get down in the blitz. And I will actually do that on this video, because it's kind of fun to watch as well. But for now, I'm staying put, and yeah, all those birds are piling onto the beach a little ways down the shore, but I don't see any reason to want to move. The other thing is, throughout the fall when we had good fishing like this, the better fish, and they were mostly in the teens, some high teens, they were caught outside of the blitzes, usually in a situation like this. And yeah, I'm pulling an occasional keeper or like low 30-inch fish here. So yeah, I'm going to stay on this. Okay, I'll stay quiet for most of the rest of the video. I'll jump in at a few points along the way. And yeah, when this slows up, I'll go follow those birds and get in on the blitz, so that will be fun to watch. Okay, if you like these videos, please subscribe to my channel.